There is another very prominent feature in file handling, that is renaming and deleting files. To do that, there is a OS module in Python which brings the support of rename and delete operations. So to get started with this, we need to first import an OS module. How? With import then OS. So we have imported it, and now let's make a new file and then we'll rename it. So to make a new file, we'll open the file in the write mode, sorry. So let's take the name as grade.txt and open it in the write mode, because this file is not existing. So in the write mode, if the file is not existing, then it will create one. Then f.write, let's write something in this. Thank you, Mother Nature. Then f.close, it's important to close the file after the operations. Now let's rename it. So what we want to rename, so we'll use the OS module that we have imported. So os.rename, the current name is grade.txt, and the new name that we want is nature.txt. Let's take it. Yeah. So let's check now whether the rename is being successful or not. So what we will do, we'll open the file in the name of the new name, nature.txt, and we'll read it and we'll check whether the text that we have written is there in it or not. Now f is equal to open which file? Nature.txt, that is the new name. We'll open it in the read mode and then we'll read it. So read line. Yeah, so thank you, Mother Nature. So it's working. The file has been successfully renamed. Now let's delete this file. So to delete it, we have the keyword remove. So os.remove, and then the name of the file, that is nature.txt. If I'll run this, yeah. So let's check whether this file has been successfully removed or not. So how we can check? We can again open the file and start reading it. Open nature.txt in the read mode, and then again we'll read. So if this file does not exist, then there should come an error. Yeah. So no such file or directory is there. The name which is nature.txt. This means that the file has been deleted or is not existing. So it already existed and we deleted it. Now when we are reading it, then there is no such file. So the reading, this deleting operation has been successfully done. This is the last and one of the most important topics in file handling, that is file management, in which we'll be learning about Python directories and how to manage files. Basically, when you have a very large number of files or Python program, then if you are keeping all those files in just one folder, then it may become quite cumbersome and difficult to manage. To cope up with that, the best thing that we can do is we can arrange our code as per our convenience in different directories. Now what a directory is, that we have already seen that a directory or a folder is just a collection of files, and it includes subdirectories also. Now to handle these things, we again use the OS module only, which provides us with many useful methods to work with these kinds of directories and files as well. So let's get started with this. First we need to get the current directory. I've already mentioned before in this particular module that we can get the current directory through pwd also, which is the print working directory, pwd. So working directory is the location, the directory in which you are currently working. So we saw this command, that exclamation that is used for the collab thing, exclamation and then pwd. If we'll do that, we get it prints the working directory, and this is the working directory that we are in, that is /content. Now with the OS module also we can do the same. That is, first we need to import OS, and then there is a command that is get cwd. Cwd stands for current working directory. So get the current working directory. So this, let's use this cwd method. OS dot get cwd. Let's run this. Yeah. So again we got the same output, that is /content, in which is our current working directory. Now, what if we want to change our directory? Again, in the OS module, we have this keyword chdir, which means change directory. So let's use this method. os.chdir, and now our current is /content. So suppose I want to get into sample underscore data, that there is a directory inside it. So it is changed. Let's check whether it is changed or not. How we can check? Again we'll do get cwd. Yeah, so we can see that our current working directory has been updated, that is content /sample data. You can see here. So this was the current working directory, and this is the sample data, and we are now inside this directory, sample data. Okay. Let's update it back to the previous one, that is our content. So I'm changing it back to the content one. So again we are back to our previous only working directory, that is /content. Now suppose I'm in a directory and I want to list all the other directories and files that are present in that particular directory. So for that we have this keyword, that is list directory, list dir. So let's see how we can use it. List dir. Now inside this we need to mention the location, we need to mention the path. So one thing that we can do is that we can again use this keyword to get the current working directory. If we do not know that, suppose we do not know that we are in this directory currently, so we can get that through this keyword itself. So I am writing this os.get current working directory inside this, in this list directory, so that it will itself see what is the current working directory, and it will give me what all are the list of the directories that are present in the current working directories. So we have this .config file, which is not which is hidden, and another is sample data, which we can see that there is a directory sample data. Now what if we want to make a new directory? So let's make a new directory in our content folder, which is our current directory. So for that we have this mkdir, make directory. So we can use this os.make directory, and let's name the directory to be test. So this will make a new directory with the name test. Let's see here. Yeah, so we can see that there is a new folder test. It's empty right now. So I'm deliberately keeping it empty to show my another step. Now we want to, suppose we want to remove a directory, then what we can do? Now there are two things that is very important in this, that it depends on whether the directory we have is empty or non-empty. If we have an empty directory, like in this case we just now made a test directory which is empty right now. So to remove that empty directory, it is quite simple, that we just need to use os.get remove directory, rmdir, this is the keyword. So os dot rmdir and then the name of that directory. So if I'll do this, yeah, so it is removed. So let's check whether it is removed or not by, let's first again make it. We made one. Now let's check in the list directory. We'll find that, yeah, the test is there. Now after making, I want to remove it. Since this is empty, so I'm using this keyword. I'm removing it, I'm running this again. So this test has been removed now. Let's check it by running it again. We can see that that test directory has been removed. Okay. Now what if we have a non-empty directory and then we want to remove it? So if you have a non-empty directory, then you cannot use this method. You cannot use this os.rmdir to remove that, because it is used only for the removal of empty directories. So in this case, when we have a non-empty directory, let's first make a non-empty directory and then we'll remove it. So to make a non-empty directory, first we'll use os.mkdir and let's name it raga. That is Indian classical ragas. So os.chdir, then slash this is I'm changing the directory. I'm going inside this directory. This is raga directory that I made, a folder that I made, and I'm going inside that folder. So to go inside that folder, sorry, the spelling is raga. So to go inside that folder, I'm using this dot slash. Dot slash means that it is the present working directory. It means the current directory. So let me just comment it out, that dot slash means current directory. So our current directory was slash content, and in that I made a directory that is raga. So instead I can use that content also, that slash content slash raga, but I'm using this to show you that this also means current directory. Okay. So I'm going inside, from current inside directory, I'm going into the rag folder. So rag directory. Now I'm making a file inside that folder raga, that is open text.txt in the write mode. Okay. Now let's write in this file, that is f.write Indian classical music. Okay. Now now what I'm doing, I made the file, I made a folder rag, I made a file inside that text.txt. In that I wrote this Indian classical music. Now I want to come back to my parent directory, that was content slash content. So I'll again change my directory to dot dot slash. Now dot dot slash means the parent working directory, the parent directory. So let me just comment it, means parent directory. Let's run this. Okay. So let's check now that what all contents are there in our present working directory. So we can see that there is a directory named raga that we have created right now here, and in that is not empty. That is not an empty directory, because we have this file text.txt in which this content is written, that is Indian classical music. Now let's try to remove this file, this particular directory. So what we can do, os.rmdir, that is remove directory, and then the name of the directory, that is raga. So if I'll try to do that, let's do this. So there is an error, directory not empty. This raga directory is not empty. So in order to remove this, what we have to import the shootle module, and and then inside that module I need to use this rm tree, that is remove tree keyword, to remove any non-empty directory. So let's do this. First import shootil, and then inside that shootil dot rm tree, I'll need to specify this directory, that is rag. So if I'll run this now, yeah, so we can see that let's copy this and paste here and just check what all contents are there in our current directory, because we have removed this. So we can see that there is no name rag, there is no directory rag in the current working directory. That rag that was there initially when we made this, so it has been removed using shootil module.